Hello and welcome back to This or That with Kobe and Dash, presented by Verizon.
Nailed it. Nailed it!
Super week coming up, baby. The final week of the regular season.
So many games. 15 games over 3 days and a lot to decide when it comes to the playoffs.
So much.
There's a few teams on the verge of getting in or on the bubble about to pop out, and then there's tons of seeding questions to be answered with only a few of our teams really locked in their positions at the moment. So, first question, who has better taste in anime? This is a great idea. Start off with an anime question for the playoffs. Let's see
Hunter
here.
X
Is it
Hunter.
Hunter x Hunter with Abbedagge or is it Josedeodo with Yu-Gi-Oh? I have a confession.
Notice they don't have Philip in here. I go Hunter x Hunter.
I love how Philip became public enemy number one, though, with his rent-to-girlfriend answer. I have a confession to make. I've never watched either of these. I mean, I've seen like the sporadic episode of Yu-Gi-Oh.
I was like, how come you never just
Like, of course, I've seen a couple episodes.
Some Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, so I've seen some, but I never really watched the series.
Duel!
And then I've never seen an
Hunter
episode
x
of
Hunter is good.
But I've only heard amazing things about it.
Until you get to like the weird bug evil guy arc, and then I fell out.
So I have to default to you on this one. And you said Hunter x Hunter. I'm gonna go Hunter x Hunter. I'm not here to make enemies with the anime community. So
I did play a Yu-Gi-Oh card game though. A little bit. Yeah, it was fun. Kunai with chain. Who misses playoffs? TSM Immortals or Golden Guardians?
Bozour
So
wants to know.
yeah, Bozour wants to know, and these at the bottom are who they are playing.
In this final week, okay.
Yes.
All right.
So to me, Immortals is the one that loses because TSM has already +1 game on them, and Golden Guardians play Dignitas.
Right. So
Which is probably a dub.
This is interesting because they have identical opponents here.
I mean, they do, and TSM are +1 game.
Right, no, that's what I'm saying. It's interesting because they have identical opponents.
so
But
Immortals-
I agree with you that if we expect them to lose all games, so Immortals would fall out.
I'm giving you the answer, buddy.
I'm waiting. Hold on. Let me work through this. And yeah, Golden Guardians has a good shot at beating Dig. So I agree with you. I think Immortals falls out, which pains me because I think they've been playing a lot better recently. If they had gotten one of those wins over EG or 100 Thieves that was close, could be a totally different
Should've got
tale.
a win quicker.
Let's see what we got next. Easier to make a case for. Is it Dhokla for MVP or Aphromoo for MVP? Ooh, both of these
I'm
are...
giving you the answer again. It's Big Dokes, baby. COG are third place.
Yeah, they're tied for third place, first of all. Okay.
Third is third. Thank you very
Talking
much.
about like they've locked it all up in a tie for third place.
This man single-handedly turned COG around from
think you are
10th
correct.
place in LCS, 10th place in Academy. He somehow saved both.
Why am I even on this show? Clearly, you don't need me anymore. No, Kobe's right. It is Dhokla, but largely because FlyQuest has fallen off so significantly recently.
Yes.
I think a couple weeks ago, Aphro would have been very much in the conversation, but Dhokla absolutely turning CLG around.
Yeah.
Let's go to the next slide.
It's hard to make the case after this last weekend, the 0-2. That
Yeah,
was rough.
exactly.
Stronger buff heading into Sunday. Is it 100 Thieves 7-0 win streak or Team
Okay.
Liquid Honda mustaches? They broke the 1-1 curses.
Ooh. I'm gonna go 100 Thieves 7-0 streak. I'm sorry. I know that the Staches broke the 1-1 5 week in a row curse, but they're still only at 2-0 or 3-0 at that point in terms of their streak. And
Okay.
100 Thieves for me is starting to look like the summer championship winning team that we've seen in the past.
I'm
And
hearing what you're saying.
For me, I think that's a lot scarier. We've seen Team Liquid look good and then flame out in third anyway in the playoffs. I'm not convinced by the Staches.
I see you. I acknowledge you,
Yeah,
James. I'm
and you're
hearing
gonna
what
go
you're
with the Staches
saying.
anyway.
But
Yeah.
the question is, stronger buff.
Yeah.
Is just being 7-0 a stronger buff? That just
Yeah.
means you're good.
Well,
that's not a buff.
What did the Staches?
Mustaches
really
are
do?
actually a buff
How?
that changed how they were performing.
Prove that.
Because they were only 1-1 every single weekend, and then they won
That's results.
2-0.
That's correlation, not causation.
You're supposed to look at data when you make choices,
I know,
James.
but that's correlation.
That's not a goddamn buff. That's just what you are. You're just winning
we
all
all
your
know
games.
that mental plays a role, right? And if you're 7-0, you're feeling good. You're coming into the playoffs hot. You're going to start smacking people down. And
they were already winning
when
they were 5-0.
Think about it this way. You're now debuffing all of your opponents because they're in their heads. They're like, oh my God, 100 Thieves is 7-0. How are we going to beat them? We can't beat them. Oh my goodness. See, he wants to go to the next slide because he knows I'm right.
I don't want hearing more of this. Jibber jabber, you know what happens when you get a longer streak? It's bound to break sometime.
Okay.
Better live comms moment from the weekend.
Ooh.
Okay, so is it the 100 Thieves where closer's calling everything? CLG, their call to backdoor the Nexus for the win in the super long FlyQuest game, by the way, longest game of the year, or TSM Spica's give me the
So
kill.
that was a funny moment. I'm gonna immediately eliminate those Spica's call for the kill because that was not good comms in the end, I think. And also everybody was talking over each other in that moment. He had to scream just to get that kill. I think CLG's backdoor call was good, more from the perspective that I think, again, it just highlights that they have found interesting ways to win games, but it's not even, in my opinion, the best moment in the game for their live comms. I thought some of their dragon setups that we took were perfectly communicated. They talked about everything. It was very clear who they were marking, what they were looking for, what their targets were. No one was talking over each other. So I'm like tempted to say CLG's comms, but not this exact moment because Closer's moment I think was the best. So if I have to pick between the moments, I'm going Closer. That guy is some of the best communication I've heard in a game of League of Legends before.
I was gonna say, sticking to the rules of the slide.
Yeah.
I'll go with the Closer one just because just calling everything for the whole team, basically. But yeah, CLG's comms, the whole game was really great to listen to.
Exactly.
Love that we have those now. We're gonna continue to iron out the process, but love that we have the ability to do it.
All right, place your world slots bet. This comes from Tiger58. So the question is, all three go to any combo of these four teams, e.g. 100 Thieves, C9, or TL, or you're choosing that one of either of these two teams, CLG or FlyQuest, would snag a slot away.
So basically,
what's more likely?
Top of the table and Legacy.
Yeah.
Or do you want to bet on the risky bet? Like,
I mean, CLG's going to Worlds, so
I know. I'm saying this from Tiger58. This slide, like the percentages are on that slide.
Definitely.
But I gotta go with CLG. Never doubted them, James.
Never once.
Never.
Can confirm. I've been by his side.
Never.
For like a decade now, and never once has he doubted CLG. I definitely doubt them. I doubt them. Sorry, that's me answering a question directly from the producer in my ear. Sometimes I forget that y'all can't hear those questions. He asked if I doubt them. I definitely do. But that's not going to stop me from betting on them.
Oh, what?
No.
That makes mine less cool.
I'm sorry.
That cheapens my choice.
I'm sorry to do that to you. No, I'm just ready. I'm ready for different, more and different representatives to go to Worlds for younger and newer players to get those shots. So I'm not going to call which team falls out, but yeah, hell yeah. But I actually don't think it's FlyQuest. I just think it's CLG. So I only think it's CLG who does it. Who loves their champ more? Is it Bwipo on Sett versus EG, or is it the fan when Ornn was locked in?
This dude loves Ornn.
Yeah.
This dude.
I didn't hear Bwipo screaming when Sett was locked in.
I love Ornn, baby.
Exactly.
Also, this fan plus the fan we had the day before, the dragon
fan. That's
a
real.
passion right there. I'm going this one for sure.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm sure Bwipo loves that his champ can do stupid
I mean, he
stuff
also
like
loves
that,
Olaf.
I was going to say, he can do the stupid stuff on Olaf and Aatrox and all kinds of champs. So I'm absolutely with the fan over here. I love champion love. Okay, strongest bot lane heading into playoffs. Is it EG's bot, TL Honda's bot, or is it 100 Thieves' bot lane? Ooh. How do you not go with Danny Vulcan? How do you not go with Danny Vulcan?
Because FBI and Huhi have been peaking at the right time. For a lot of the split, I think a lot of people are kind of sluggish on catching up on the 100 Thieves hype.
Yeah.
Because for a lot of the split,
because that 7-0 streak is a buff?
People are sluggish on catching up on the 7-0 streak because for a lot of the beginning of the split, it was just Someday and Closer carrying a lot, and now the rest of the members are actually delivering.
Abbedagge on Ari.
It is a competition between these two, I think.
I agree. I don't think it's TL's bot lane. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna go Hunter Thieves then. If you go,
Okay.
I'm going Hunter Thieves. I believe in FBI and Huhi to take back the conversation.
I think you could probably literally flip a coin between those two bot lanes. I'm only gonna go with EG because they're the reigning champs.
Yeah, I would probably rather sign that.
Exactly.
that
Would
lane.
you rather? And this one comes from Lita PD311. Play League with only one hand, or play with no minimap and lock camera? I'd rather play with no minimap and lock camera.
Ooh. Yeah, because this is actually playable.
I still need to be able to execute.
With only one hand, you have to literally take you can't aim your skill
all right, can we circumvent this? So can I learn to use a foot pedal and things like that?
Yeah, actually.
So if they're not ruling out that I get to use a secondary, if they're just saying you can only use one hand, but you can use two limbs or two, then fine. Actually, I would go with this because I would, in the long run,
also,
trusting that I would learn those skills.
You could just play Yuumi.
You could also... Ha-ha! Loophole found! Okay, fine. Circumventing the question, then we're gonna go with play with only one hand because I need to learn to play with my feet or I would play
If it's a serious answer, like it's gotta be that. Like if you only have to do one or the other.
I'm sorry, like clicking to move and then trying to click an ability while target, it would just be impossible.
If you can make tools or use like, foot or something like that.
Right. It's a good question. It's a fun question.
Next one?
But yeah, we're going.
Last slide.
That was the last slide.
See you in Super Week.
We're gonna see you in Super Week.
We're done.
All right, Friday.
That's it.
Don't miss it. This is for playoffs.
Oh yeah, Super Week starts a day early. That's why it's super.
Yeah, it's big, super large.